Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered why this dog came into your life? Out of all the homes in the world, out of all the people they could have met, why did they end up with you? Maybe it felt like coincidence. Maybe it was a random adoption. Or maybe someone simply gave you a puppy one day. But what if it wasn't random at all? What if the dog sitting beside you right now came into your life for a reason? Because sometimes, a dog arrives exactly when we need them most. When life feels lonely, when things fall apart, when we forget what unconditional love looks like. Today we're going to talk about why many people believe God places dogs in our lives for a special purpose. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your dog the same way again. Life isn't always easy. People go through heartbreak, stress, loneliness, and loss. Sometimes during those moments, a dog suddenly enters our lives. Maybe you adopted them during a difficult time. Maybe they showed up when you felt completely alone. Dogs have an incredible way of filling emotional spaces we didn't even realize were empty. They greet us with excitement after the hardest days. They sit beside us when we're quiet and tired. They don't ask questions. They don't judge our mistakes. They simply stay. And sometimes that quiet presence becomes the kind of comfort words can't provide. Many people believe that's not an accident. Sometimes the love we need most comes on four legs. One of the most powerful things about dogs is how they love. Human relationships can be complicated. People disagree. People misunderstand each other. People sometimes walk away. But dogs love in a very different way. They don't care about your job. They don't care about your past. They don't care if you had a bad day. To your dog, you are simply their entire world. You feed them. You protect them. You spend time with them. And for that reason alone, they love you with their whole heart. It's a kind of pure loyalty that reminds us what love is supposed to feel like. And sometimes that lesson changes people forever. So if you ever wonder why your dog came into your life, maybe it wasn't random. Maybe they were sent to teach you something, to comfort you, to remind you what unconditional love feels like, or simply to walk beside you during a chapter of your life. Because sometimes the greatest blessings don't arrive in grand ways. Sometimes they arrive quietly, with four paws, a wagging tail, and a heart that loves you more than words could ever explain. If this video reminded you of your own dog, take a moment to give them a hug today. And tell me in the comments, what is the most special thing your dog has done for you? I'd love to read your story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Many people say their dog saved them, not in a dramatic movie way, but in quiet everyday ways. A dog might appear after someone loses a loved one, or during a time when life feels overwhelming. Dogs seem to understand emotions in a way that surprises us. They sit closer when we're sad. They rest their head on our lap when we're quiet. They stay near when we feel alone. Scientists have even discovered that simply petting a dog can reduce stress and release calming hormones in the human brain. But beyond science, there's something deeper. Sometimes a dog becomes the emotional support we didn't know we needed. And that kind of healing is something truly special. Loyalty is one of the most powerful qualities a dog has. Your dog waits for you every day. They wait by the door. They listen for your footsteps. They celebrate your return like it's the greatest moment of their day. Even if you were gone for only 10 minutes. To them, you are the center of their world. And that kind of loyalty reminds us how meaningful relationships can be when they are built on trust and love. It teaches us the importance of being present for the people and animals who depend on us. When a dog enters your life, everything changes. Suddenly someone depends on you. You become responsible for their food, safety, and happiness. You wake up early for walks. You make sure they're healthy. You create routines around their needs. And through that responsibility, many people grow. They become more patient, more compassionate, more aware of the needs of others. Dogs don't just receive care. They quietly teach us how to give it. Think about how many small moments your dog creates. The way they run when they hear the leash. The way they tilt their head when you talk. The way they wag their tail like nothing else matters. Those moments may seem simple, but over time they become some of the happiest memories in our lives. Dogs turn ordinary days into meaningful ones. They remind us that joy doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes happiness is simply sitting beside a loyal friend. Anyone who has loved a dog knows something important. They change you. They make you softer. They make you kinder. They teach you patience and empathy. And once you experience the love of a dog, you never forget it. Even years later, even long after they are gone, the memories stay with you. The lessons stay with you. And the love they gave continues to shape the person you become. One of the hardest truths about loving a dog is this: their lives are shorter than ours. And that means one day we have to say goodbye. But maybe there's a reason for that too. Dogs spend their entire lives loving us, teaching us kindness, teaching us patience, teaching us loyalty. And when they leave behind a heart that understands love a little better. Maybe their purpose was never to stay forever. Maybe their purpose was to change us. So if you ever wonder why your dog came into your life, maybe it wasn't random. Maybe they were sent to teach you something, to comfort you, to remind you what unconditional love feels like, or simply to walk beside you during a chapter of your life. Because sometimes the greatest blessings don't arrive in grand ways. Sometimes they arrive quietly, with 4 paws, a wagging tail, and a heart that loves you more than words could ever explain. If this video reminded you of your own dog, take a moment to give them a hug today. And tell me in the comments, what is the most special thing your dog has done for you? I'd love to read your story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.